All right, guys, welcome back. Davis Auto Sales in Richmond, Virginia. One more time today. I know you've probably seen a little content come through on these Vipers, but we'll go a little more in depth for you guys that might be from my era. I'm 46 years old, so been around when these cars were in their infancy, but could not afford them. So I know a lot of you guys follow the trend nowadays with the Hellcats, the Demons, the new Corvettes, but I'm gonna show you guys something that's pretty neat. We'll start off with this, then we'll go into the real deal. Here's the original window sticker for this black car right here. In 1996, $65,000. We'll slide over here to what was right there over top of the window sticker. $10,000 additional markup. For all y'all thought that was something new, it's nothing new. If you know how stupid a PT Cruiser is, PT Cruisers brought $10,000 over sticker back in the 2000s. The SSR trucks did it. The Prowlers did it. Dodge has been famous for it. Their Dodge cars were just always bringing more money. Corvette, it was kind of one of the new things for Corvette to do that, even though they've always been a little over. But the C8s, they killed it. But there you go, 1996 Dodge Viper, $65,600. You had to pay $10,000 over window sticker. And even back then, you still had people sliding the dealer extra cash to pay above that $76,600 to be able to get the car. Crazy, I know. But there was money back then, just like there's money today, and these cars were just incredible. I had a neighbor buy one of these cars. It was one of the first one of these cars I was ever around. It's a 96 or a 97, and I was a high school kid walking by looking at that car, like going crazy about it, or just outside of high school. And you know, 70 grand back then, that's a ton of money. I mean, these were the car. Other than a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, a Viper was the car. And to drive these cars, you'll know why. They rip. I mean, there's zero holdback. Most of them get crashed, most of them get wrecked. That's the other cool thing. Both of these cars here, they are for sale. Clean Carfax, or clean auto check. We use auto check. Clean auto check background, no accidents. Both of them score above average as far as the rating. Matter of fact, this one scored 80 out of like a 62, and I'll show you a copy of it. I got it. Meaning it's as above average as you can get as far as owner history and everything else. This car's got a really cool interior, diamond pleated type interior. As far as I know, they were not ever built automatic. They were all 6-speed. They had the flip forward hood. I brought you some content on that earlier. Removable tops. This one's got a soft top, so we went in and took it off because it looks stupid. Hard top on that one. And the window option was only the drop-in windows, which was kind of like a Jeep. Kind of weird, but that's what they came with. They're built to be a roadster. Then they also had the GTS model. These are RT10 cars. The GTS model was the model that was a full hard top, a little more horsepower, I think. There was a few differences. That's what my neighbor actually had, and I think he paid in the 90s for his car. Crazy amount of money. You know, at that time I didn't have $9,000, much less $90,000. So never imagined to own these, much less now. I've probably owned 50, maybe 60 of these cars. I've had twin turbos, I've had nitrous injected, I have alcohol injected, I've had fully built motors with cams, I had one with a crazy supercharger. I've had any combination of these cars you can imagine, and you know, who would have thought? But for me, still one of my favorite cars to drive. I'd get in one of these in a minute and just rip it down the highway. Slight little changes over the years, but not many. They had a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, just like everything else. I guess you would consider these Gen 2 cars. So the black car's a 96, red car's a 97. Just like with all cars, they have different gens, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. Slight little changes though, as far as like the headlights, the bumpers, stuff like that go. Basically the same. I'll pop the hood and you guys can see. If you ever crash one of these cars, well, I'll try to pop the hood. Here we go. This right here blows all to pieces. And that's the part that gets destroyed. So V10 motors, dual intakes. Not much you really need to do to these. This was kind of before tuners and programmers. I'm sure you can do that stuff now. Another cool thing on this black car, really, I wasn't trying to be a salesman on this video. I really just love these cars and very blessed to have touched, drove, and owned as many as I have. These came from a private collection. I actually went to see the guy looking at some of his other Dodge cars, some Demons and other things that we made a deal on. And these were sitting there, and I made a deal with him. I bought both of them, and tickled to death. Like I said, they could rot in my garage for all I care, but I'd love to see somebody else get them. You know, we'll make a couple bucks. I will sell them. These cars are both priced very well, $50,000 to $55,000. They're a steal for a 9,000 mile car and an 11,000 mile car with the history they have. But the cool part about it for you guys that are just lovers, this car here, not only does it have both keys with remotes, owner's manual, build documents, a replacement steering wheel. The stereo's been replaced. That's the factory stereo. These are intake boots. Everything was saved, even as I showed you the original window sticker. In the trunk of the car, both cars still have the original saver spares, which would look really stupid if you had to ride around on that. Put this away before I lose it. That's a pretty invaluable piece right there. And they didn't have a lot of options. You know, air condition was an option. This has air condition. Believe it or not, some didn't. The top option was another thing. Wheels, this has the graphite finished wheel. That has the polished wheel. And that was about it. I don't know if y'all hear the phone in the background, but I always tell y'all every time I do a video, my phone's blowing up. It's on ring right now. It hasn't stopped since I started this video. But two cool Vipers, both RT10. I'll show you the paperwork real quick that will come along with the red one. Of course, we see the black one. And a lot of this stuff we have to redact because it's got the personal information. For privacy, we don't give that away, but we will go through the folder and clean that up. But the auto check goes to 69. This car scores an 80, which is just unheard of. Everything's clean. 3 owners, which is pretty typical. One person bought it new, then about every 10 years changes hands kind of thing. All the odometer was in line. And again, Georgia car, which is great until it came to Virginia. I think it's got 200 miles on it now or something, but there's the last mileage check in 2023. So everything lines up. Early on, you can see where they put 500 instead of 600 or something, but you know, no big deal. All the docs, all the paperwork, clean history on the car. So everything's good with that one. Everything's good with that one, same way. Got it all in the folder, just didn't happen to bring it over. So for any of you guys that are from my generation or era on these cars, you just, again, you only live once. If you got an opportunity to buy one of these, they're only gonna go up in value. It's really hard to find one in this price range. Again, I'm not being greedy on these because I'd love somebody to enjoy them. You know, we'll make a few dollars, like I said, but somebody get one of these cars for that kind of price point and have a supercar like this, you can't touch them. So appreciate you guys. We'll bring a driving video on this. Again, I love how these cars drive. If you've never been in one, it's just hard to explain. It's just good old school fun. And with that V10 power under the hood and these cars being so light, they just tear the road up. So appreciate you guys watching. As always, not as cool as the square body content, but these Vipers, man, anybody, like I said, in my generation, this was the dream. This was what you had a poster on your bedroom wall. And I'm sure even generations after this, it's the same way. But for me, this was it. That or a Countach Lamborghini, which nobody was ever touch or have. So this was an attainable dream that most car guys or car kids like myself had hanging up. And you just don't forget those things. So if you get a chance to own one, whether it's from me or anywhere else, make sure you don't miss out because they are great automobiles. Thank you guys for watching. Davis Drives YouTube, we're out.